What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Rising Stars
Oh,
High School Football Podcast. We having a little technical piece here,
hey, Sante.
but I got my man, Mr. Reggie Booby Wins.
Sante.
We getting some things together. We got a great show today. Great show, and we can kind of run through it. We're going to be talking to Mr. Mike Storm from Storm Elite Sports. Mr. Storm is an agent in the NFL, and I believe he's doing some NIL um, deals and whatnot. So Mike is going to come on the show and talk to us about that. We also going to be talking Mr. Football for the state of Michigan, and some guys in around the state have had some great performances over the weekend. And then we're also going to be talking who are the top 2027, 28, and 29 football players in the state of Michigan
So far.
up to this point. And then we're going to be recapping this past weekend and previewing the next games. So again, I'm bringing my guy, my main man, Mr. Reggie Booby Wins. Welcome, my brother.
What's up, my bro? You all right?
Oh man.
You hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Tough week.
Lost my baby bro, everybody.
Yep. Sorry that.
I was last Monday unexpectedly.
Yes.
But I really appreciate everyone reaching out with their support and love. Reg, you knew my brother, man. You knew what type of cat he was and what he represented. So I appreciate you, man, reaching out, looking out for your boy.
Oh, definitely.
And but like they say, show must go on. We here, and this is going to be a therapy session for me tonight. So
Yeah, both of us. So
right.
and we talked about, actually me and Derek talked that last Sunday about family.
Sure did.
And
Sure did.
family is very important, and you have to love them while they're here. And it's scary. You know, I mean, God said everything that's living is going to come to pass, man. And we just got to treasure our family members much as we possibly can. Every argument and fight, don't make it a fight.
Sure.
Because you don't know what God going to call you home.
And whatever you're dealing with is not worth it.
No.
You know what I mean? It's whatever you getting into it with a loved one, or because when they're not there anymore, you don't have that opportunity.
No doubt.
You know, and that's what I think about. Even though we didn't have any problems like that, but but one thing about him, I know where he's at, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
So
And it's, and every chance you get, you can tell that loved one you love them.
sure,
And man, you should do that,
sure,
despite the disagreements and arguments and whatever case may be. But you tell that one that you love them. I went to University of Michigan, and I spoke to an individual, a friend of ours, and his mom got sick at the game and collapsed.
hmm
And I'm sending my prayers out to him as well,
hmm
and just to make sure that they know that we're thinking about them.
sure.
Because I've been in that life that I lost a son and a mom and a father,
hmm
but I understand the feelings. So sorry for all you guys going through all this, and I really love you guys, but just trying to keep fighting through this, and we're gonna still be next to you, brother.
For sure. Appreciate that.
So-
Let's get into it.
So I had, I've been getting calls, man, and and some guys been calling me and like, Coach, when is it time to transfer from my school?
Uh-oh.
I'm like, what? He said, it's just not working out for me.
hmm
And is there a time to transfer? What's the rules? And I'm sitting here like, oh God.
hmm
My thought, when you're choosing a school, don't choose the school because they have the prettiest logo,
Good point.
the most wins.
Good point.
Choose the schools, one, opportunity to play,
hmm
2, education,
hmm
3, a head coach is going to help you get to the next level. 95% of these high school coaches are going to tell you, it is not my job to get you a college scholarship for football. My job is to coach football. So you have to find the few genuine coaches that's going to tell you that they're going to help you and show you. And there's some schools that's been doing it. It's a proof in the pudding. But when is it time? You can't go and they got 17 Division I players and playing both sides of the ball and then get offended or upset because you're not playing. So it's a lot of schools that need players. You just got to figure out which one. Now, you can't transfer for football on paper.
Sure.
Okay? You can't transfer for football. You had to transfer for educational move. Now, if you transfer from one high school and you use 1948 Two-Pop Lane and you use that address where you at JoJo's high school, when you transfer to Rockin' Ridge High School, you can't not use the same address.
Sure.
Okay? So when you transfer, you have to do your homework. You have to have a new address. And by the way, everybody was in the house before, have to be in the new house when you move. If you lease or purchase, a different story. So you got to have a different address when you want to move because you're going to be ineligible. I got a kid that was in California. He just transferred to a Vegas school or vice versa. And when he moved back to California, he used the same address when he left. And he's a top prospect in the country. So guess what? He's ineligible.
Oh, wow. So what year is he?
He's a senior.
So his senior season is over.
Senior season over. And thank God he committed early
Sure.
To a university. And we just got to make sure that we're giving these guys the correct information because parents get in their feelings. And I've been telling Derek, man, work for your money. Continue work for your money. Adversity creates success. You got to continue working. Sometimes it just ain't a place where you should play. And it's not. So don't get pissed off because of the fact your son is not playing. Either you're going to teach him as a parent, continue grinding, continue working. And you can get a scholarship without any film. It's going to be tough as hell. It ain't going to be Michigan. It ain't going to be Oklahoma.
Not at all.
But you can get an opportunity, the blessing part. God said, hey, we're going to allow you to go to a Division II, NAIA, Division III school, jack your film up, get your film good, and we're going to allow you to transfer to LSU.
Sure. It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
But it all is on your child and how good he is and how strong mentally he's going to be. Adversity creates success.
Sure. Well, there's a few examples on both sides of the pole, so to speak, when you as it relates to transferring, Reg.
Yeah.
First of all, let me just say thank you to our brother, man, Mr. Xavier Dwayne Bonds, man. He says sorry for my loss. So, Big Xav, man, appreciate that, bro. You already know, man. It's all love. So, thank you for keeping your brother, man, on your mind and your heart, man. So, appreciate that.
Yeah.
But as far as transferring, there's been examples, and I won't get into names, but there's been examples of kids that have transferred, and they were playing receiver. And once I get around, you know who I'm talking about. Xavier says, "Great, Jim's Reg." Was at one school, Farmington Hills Harrison. Went to Farmington,
Yeah.
and then went to a school in Waterford.
Yeah.
And he was balling at each situation, but the way Dad looked at it, and you know the situation. I guess he was saying, you know what, I want to get him to get as many receptions or whatever as possible. And quite honestly, it worked for him. It worked for him. And then he went off, to college, and then now he's I think
pros.
Yeah, he's a pro. So it's a couple different ways to look at it. I think no two situations are the same, so we can't just do a cookie cutter situation, Reg, and just plug it in.
No.
I think you got to look at each individual situation, because a lot of times even with the kids, Reg, once they get in the program, it's like anything else. When you get involved in something, Reg, it could be your church, it could be your job, it could be your school. You get into it, you loving it. They're selling it, and the kids buy into it. And sometimes, they might want to just stick it out. You as a parent may say, "Hey, you can get a better opportunity over here,"
Yeah. Yeah.
and then do what you do. But I just look at it. I just have to look at each situation as an individual situation, as opposed to just saying, "No, hey, nobody transfers. Stay and work this stuff out. It's gonna be okay." That I don't think that's the way to go. You I remember when your son played,
Mhm.
and you had your reasons at that time.
I can give you, unfortunately, no, fuck that. Fortunately, fortunately, we transfer our senior season
Okay.
from this high school that was treating my son not bad. I stayed out of it, but he kept making the comment, if he was bigger, if he
Oh,
was bigger,
sure.
if he was bigger. He actually played, and he kept holding him back for performing because he was small,
Mhm.
but he was productive.
See that part.
Now I don't have a problem you having somebody else in there that's bigger and better. I'm okay with that because my son was taught to compete and work for what you want.
No doubt.
He did some great things.
Sure, he did.
Now, this particular school didn't have all dudes on the team,
Mm-hmm.
but they had some dudes that went Power 5
Sure,
and played.
sure,
He could have contributed to that winning season or that losing season.
sure.
But he kept telling me, I wish he was. No, he's not going to be that, coach.
You can't change your height.
I can't change
Right,
that. I
right.
can call God on the 800 line and say, help, Lord.
Right.
I'm going
right.
to hang my son from the ceiling and let him grow by 4 more inches. You
Right,
know what I mean? No,
right.
it didn't happen that way.
Right.
So it got so bad, we got into a confrontation about, I'm transferring. So I transferred my son for senior season to West Bloomfield.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
And I told my baby, I said, hey, you always transfer to who you know.
Good point.
Okay. You can't just like transfer out of transfer portal to you go to Michigan, you don't know nobody on Michigan State team,
Sure.
and you don't know the defensive back coach from Johnny Gill to Mike Tyson. You're gonna have problems.
Sure.
You have to go where people know you, your character, your mindset, your work ethics, because they know what you do. And they're gonna take you because they know how you respond to anything.
Exactly.
So I transferred my son to West Bloomfield, which the Thomases and D-Ray was out there,
Sure.
man. So they knew my baby can play corner, running back, as well as receiver, and he did all that.
Mm-hmm.
But we had 8 to 10 dudes, probably 5 to 6 draft picks over there.
You did.
So I told my baby, I said, when you get over there, you're going to have to continue working or work harder. You lose a sprint, you lose a rep.
See.
Okay? So you got to continue and being the best on best on the field and off the field. He did that. He played and started.
Sure did.
And we played that team we transferred from, the school we transferred from, the first game. And I think he had 140 yards, 7 catches, 3 touchdowns. And the coach didn't say nothing to him, didn't shake his hand, but that's okay.
Wow.
That's okay.
Wow.
So what I'm saying to you, situation is going to be like mine.
But you know what, Reg, another thing that I've taken in consideration with high school football now, I realize I'm older. A lot of these coaches, believe it or not, they could be my kid.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Think about that.
That's right.
When I look at some of these coaches, and then they don't know who you are, your resume, who you work with. And I say, man, some of these guys could literally be my son. And it is amazing. So I got to keep all these things in my mind when I'm talking to people, when I'm dealing with people, because, they don't know who I am, who I've worked with, whatever. And so that kind of keeps things in perspective so I don't blow off the handle as it relates to dealing with coaches, man.
And there's no need to, because a lot of people literally goes to play for the powerhouse, the Falcons.
Sure. Falcons.
Yeah,
it used to be the Jayhawks. Yeah.
Or they used to go to play with the Cubs.
Sure. Cubs.
Because they was the best program and in the area. Don't chase the program,
That part.
chase the opportunities.
That part.
Okay. Now, adversity create character. Adversity creates success.
Mm-hmm.
And just Brandon David Swain said the same thing. It just create character.
Mm-hmm.
We're teaching our kids about life.
You got it.
Okay. Going through football, training, coaching, we're teaching them how to deal with life. And you got to deal with adversity, whether you like it or not,
True.
because it ain't going to be a perfect situation.
Never.
And that's why the transfer portal is no good. It's good for some, but you got to have a strong foundation.
You do.
Because I got cats transferred 4 or 5 times. Because the NIL changed the game because they don't love the game no more, and they're just getting this money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go 6 or 7 years, man, playing college football, it's going to be tough to go.
It's tough
to go to the next level.
Sure.
Mentally.
Sure. It's tough. It's tough on your body. It's tough in a whole lot of different reasons. But, you know, I want to agree with you on the same thing. We get so enamored with the big name, you know, the program, you know, who's come from there. I'm just more to now, I'm to the point now where, like you said, find out what's a good fit for you, where you're going to play. Because a wise man once told me, he said, 12 plays on film, great plays, good plays can get you in college. So, you know, we're chasing the logo, like you said, we're chasing these programs. And to their credit, everybody else is doing that. So when you go there, you probably going to play with some studs. You know, and they say iron sharpens iron, but at the same time, everybody's not going to get on the field. Everybody's not going to get on the field. So
and you got to know your child. If you ain't going to compete with C.J. Saller and Sam Gashin,
sure,
Sam Gash, why
Samson
go
Gash
there?
Yeah.
Why go play with them? Because they bright and they got pretty blue jersey and they got pretty green jersey and C.J. Saller got number 1. He's number 1 player in the 26th class.
Sure.
Okay,
sure. Well, let me ask you this: if you have someone at, let's say, CC, right?
Right.
Sam's there, Samson Gash, his brother's there, whoever's there, they've got their team. Do you think if Derek Denham is practicing against those guys every day,
you get better?
You're getting better, right?
You're better.
So that's a win, so to speak.
That's correct. Adversity. And iron sharpens iron. But here's the deal. I said this. You got to know your child.
Got to know your child.
If you know your child on work and can't get his ass up in the morning at 7 o'clock and get up for school and you know he ain't taking the trash out, is he going to be responsible to go to extra practices?
It's true.
Unless you taking them?
That's true.
I wish parents don't be coaches, but be parents.
Mm-hmm.
Allow your children to go through some adversity, fight through something through life so that he can be successful, because we just talked about how important family is.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? We're not going to be around all the time.
No doubt about it.
So you got to educate them, teach them how to be a child, a man.
Sure.
And let them compete.
Sure.
Because the problem we have now, the dads want it more than the kid.
That's true. Brandon, Mike, what is this? Brandon Mike Davison Dunham?
Yeah, that's Swim.
Okay. He says, tell him, coach, more kids in the transfer portal stuck than kids who make it out the portal.
Well, and I blame the NIL, and rightfully so, that our kids should get paid predicated on the universities making that revenue from all the network and all the whatever the shoe deals, whatever they're getting, they should get paid.
It's free enterprise.
Yeah. So my thought process is they should get the same. They should get the same. And then once you start first string, second string, third string, you should get whatever that requires.
Sure.
NIL is destroying our game. And not destroying our kids' minds. Because I'm telling you, they chasing this money.
Chasing a dollar.
And they going to school and not even graduating.
True, because I can make $10 million and don't even have to go to the NFL now.
No.
You know, if I'm Bryce Underwood.
Until $10 million. But see, here's the difference with Bryce. You watch Bryce, he's trying to run players over.
And everybody does not.
He's not playing because he got a $10.5 million. He's playing because he loves
the game. Yeah.
And generational wealth is just around the corner
for him.
Some tweaking on his mechanics and some understanding of football. Just a baby.
Sure.
the reporters just want to throw nuggets at it. Man, I don't care. If you work hard, just like Bryce Underwood, and you continue working hard in life, you're going to win every time.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about NIL. Do you want to bring our guest in now?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so we can segue right into that. Next up, I want to bring in this gentleman, Mr. Michael Storm. Mr. Storm runs the Storm Elite Sports Agency. And so we want to bring in Mr. Storm. So without further ado, Mike, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Mike?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Well, I know you guys this is a Detroit-based show, so
Sure.
I'm guessing I'm talking to a couple Lions fans. I'm a diehard New
Maybe
York
one.
Giants fan.
Maybe one, Mike. Maybe
Oh,
one.
just one. Okay.
Just one.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get
So-
that clear.
Yeah. So I've been a diehard New York Giants fan my whole
Ooh.
life. So I've been crying about the past 2 hours. I just got myself ready to come on,
And Mike, guess who they lost to?
Your team?
Sure did.
Yeah. Hey, Reggie, thank you for having me. It's been great.
I know that's right. Oh my God.
What a way to make an introduction, Mike.
That's right.
But hey, hell of a game, though. Hell of a game.
Absolutely, it was exciting. At least it was entertaining.
Hey, because you guys are about to give up on Russell Wilson, man. So, hey, Russ looked kind of like the Russell of old.
Hey, man. Besides one bad throw at the end,
Yes.
I mean, geez, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, I can say this to you. If Mike Parson was there, Mike might have been a different game.
It might have.
He's an animal.
He is.
He's an animal. Unfortunately, he's not a Dallas jersey no more.
Yeah. Well, okay. Moving on. So, Mike, you heard us talking about NIL and how that's impacted college football. And we know that you're doing some things. First of all, talk a little bit about your agency, how you got into it, and the impact that you're trying to make.
Yeah, no. So I guess just by way of background, I'm an attorney by trade.
Sure.
I've worked for a major media conglomerate. I won't say the name on the show, but it wouldn't be hard to find out. So that's kind of my background, working with actors, directors. So my best friend, my son's godfather, is a high school football coach in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a kid that had played for him, was under recruited coming out of high school, and was at a MAC school, and decided to jump into the portal. And he called me and he was like, "Hey man, like, I know you've kind of had an interest in possibly starting an agency. It's been something I've kicked around for years." He said, "Look, I have a kid that just needs some basic help, man. He's having agents reach out to him like crazy on Instagram. He has, agents calling schools for him that he hasn't even met yet, because unfortunately there are some bad actors that might call a school and say, 'Hey, how much will you give me for, this player?' And then once they get the dollar amount, they go back to the kid and say, 'Hey, I can get you X amount of money at the school.'"
Sure.
And on top of that, he had agents reaching out to him, wanting to charge him 15, 20%, just really taking advantage of the situation. So, like I said, good friend of mine, as Coach Wins would say, this was one of his babies. So he said, "Can you help him out?" And I got involved, and this was a player that ended up getting 31 offers in the portal. It was chaos. It was crazy. There are no rules. We would have teams calling me asking if I was really representing the player, because they had another agent call about him saying that he was representing him. And then, getting past all of those surface issues, you got to the actual negotiating piece. And this was pre-revenue sharing, so this is strictly collectives, really no rules at that time. And you're trying to figure out the player's market, because I could tell you in the end, this is a player that ended up getting over $900,000 to go play 1 year of football. And we had our initial offers, in the $400,000 and $500,000 from some schools.
Mm-hmm.
So establishing the market, making sure that the player's taken care of. But really, you guys were hitting on something that is a reason why I got into the business. Honestly, I enjoy doing this. I am very reasonable with my fees. But I always put in front of the player, hey, where does it feel like, put the money aside, where does it feel like you're at home?
Mm.
Where do you see yourself getting playing time? You know, also kind of those external factors of what's the coaching staff look like, right? Like, are any of these guys on the hot seat? Because, I mean, you know, Reggie, you and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago at dinner. Like, you know, you don't want to fall in love with a coaching staff that might be on its way out in a year.
Exactly.
So if you say you're a quarterback, you might be that coach's guy. You're not the next coach's guy.
Sure.
So long story short, we look at all of those factors. And I actually bring in some coaches and folks that know the game much better than I do to kind of have those conversations with players on, hey, where do you fit in with the scheme? You know, one of my friends, Colby Tackett, is very helpful with that. So long story short, we negotiate the deal for the player. We get the deal, and it is completely one-sided for the school. Right? The termination language in the agreement, essentially, in very legalistic language, says they could stop paying the player at their discretion. And you know, being an attorney by trade, we were able to get in there, fix a bunch of that problematic language, and the money is now guaranteed. I'm still talking about that Mac player specifically.
Sure. 900,000.
Yeah, exactly. That money's fully guaranteed unless that player is convicted of a felony.
Wow.
So having that layer of protection, someone that comes in and looks after you, make sure that not only are they maximizing your value, but also making sure that that money is actually going in your pocket. That's all important stuff. But really, what I like to do, and if it's usually when I'm working more with high school players, if their parents give me the blessing, I like to hold on to the NIL offer until the player is done with their official visits. In other words, that so that they're not going through these visits saying like, "Hey, oh, I know I like this school. This is cool, but I already know the last school said they'd pay me $30,000 more." And we've had success with that. Like we've had a lot of good situations come of that. And then I have obviously could go back and negotiate with the GMs once a player goes through their actual football atmospheric kind of test.
Sure.
So that's a long story short. That's how I got in the business,
Okay.
and I'm on the same page with you guys. That although I'm making a living on NIL, well, not quite making a living yet, but
Right.
that's my business. There's a lot of downsides, and it's a distraction. And part of my responsibility, I think, and other agents is to do what's right for the player and make NIL just one piece of the puzzle.
So let me ask you this. I'm sorry, Reg. Let me ask you this, Mike. What separates you? Obviously, you're attorney by trade. You're coming into this game, but if the next great one is listening right now, and mom and dad is trying to find an NIL agent, so to speak.
Yeah.
Why should they hire you?
Yeah, I mean, look, I could say a lot of self-serving things right now, but
Hey, be my guest.
yeah, the appreciate. But I think my background. Look, man, I was the first in my family to go get a 4-year degree. I was obviously the first lawyer in my family. That comes with a piece of building on a dream, right? And a lot of these kids have a dream that they're trying to protect and achieve.
Mhm.
A lot of blue collar backgrounds with these kids, including the work ethic. I'm just someone that naturally relates to that, and I think you can fake a lot of things. Beyond obviously my skills as a lawyer. Working with very established talent, having a lot of contract experience. There are certain things that you can't fake, and I think when you're speaking to a parent and you're talking about their child, it is very hard to fake someone on authenticity. And I think, having that ability to just have real conversations, whether they're pleasant or not pleasant, but have a demeanor with the kid to break, bad news and good news, but also try to keep them level headed, right? Is something that I can really bring to the table that I think other agents, unfortunately, and there's a lot of good ones, but there's also a lot that they're looking at one thing: how high can I get this price tag? And if I'm taking 15, 10% of it, I'm on my way out after I get my cut, and kids on their own. We don't do that, or I don't do that in my agency. If I have a good relationship with the kid, I'm working with that parent to, get an LLC set up for that player, get them tax sheltered. There's something, and I'm not a CPA. I'll give you the legal disclaimer that this is not tax advice. But there's something called a self-employed pension plan where a kid can stash, almost $60,000 a year away tax-free by paying themselves through an LLC,
Exactly.
and things like that. So like making sure, kids are aware of these things, helping them. And I love this word that Reggie used, and I use this as well, helping them get a step closer to generational wealth. Hey, hold on to a portion of this money until you're 59 and a half, and you're going to have a good chunk of cash sitting there, setting you and your family up for life. So I know it's a bit of a rambling answer, but
You're fine.
those are the sort of things that we take into account that I don't think every agency takes into account. And there's a level of realness and responsibility there.
Right.
Now, Mike, how do you explain to the parents we're not chasing the money, but we're chasing the best deal?
Yeah.
The best deal we just spoke about is playing,
Mhm.
and then generation wealth comes from getting to the NFL.
Mhm.
So I mean, I know you got parents. No, we want to go here because they're offering $200,000 more, but we don't know neither one of the coaches.
Yep. Yeah.
Can you?
I think it's a very difficult conversation, especially if you have parents involved that are really focused on the financials. I think the best way to do that is we always say keep it very simple. From the first time we meet with the player, we say, hey, the main thing is the main thing, and what we mean by that is like you're putting your NFL career first and foremost. There is no guarantee of an NFL career. So we are going to maximize and get you the best deal we can while you're at college. But my goal for you would to see you play at a place that is going to set you up for the main thing. And if that school ends up, paying you or offering you $50,000 less than another school, I'll maximize that deal to the best of my ability, try to bargain up the price to get close, and tie up that language so it's guaranteed. And on top of that, we're going to surround you with a CPA and financial advisor that's still going to hook you up. And honestly, depending on what the differential is in price tag, you'll be surprised. You'll be better off than a lot of kids making $100,000 more, but that are blowing through that money. So I guess that's my point. Like driving home that the main thing is really the main thing.
Now, can you talk about the difference between the NIL from the school as well as the individual NILs from outside McDonald's? Can you explain the difference? Because I know state of Michigan, we don't have that.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest thing is, used to get paid before the House settlement came out this summer. There used to be one way players got paid. Well, there are two ways actually. One was from school collectives. You would get paid, from an actual third party collective, and there were no guardrails on that. You could also get paid from actual. Thanks, Victoria. Look at that. Get some love.
You got a little infomercial right there.
I packed the courts, man. Everyone's here. Not just kidding. So, anyways, yeah. So, and then you could get deals from brands, right? And those were also, there were no guardrails on those. That was between the company and the player. Now things are a little different because of the House settlement. You now have a revenue sharing system that introduced a salary cap. It's effectively a salary cap of $20.5 million for programs or universities to use across all of their athletic programs.
Right.
In my experience, about at a P4 school, about $18 million of that is going to the football program.
Sure.
Give or take.
Yeah.
So now that's how players get paid from the school under the salary cap system. Now with outside deals, because of the House settlement, you would have to go, and any deal that's worth over $600 in value gets submitted to NIL Go, which is a third-party auditing system. So if a collective tries to give a kid $100,000 on top of the revenue sharing, even though they're not part of the school, they're still obviously affiliated with the school. That goes through NIL Go. And what they're going to examine is whether there's a legitimate business purpose for that deal. Is it an actual market deal? So if you're giving a kid $500,000 to do 2 Instagram posts, that's probably not going to pass the audit.
Of course.
But arguably, if that same deal, if the kid had 5 million Instagram followers, it might be worth that much money. So it's a lot of factors.
True.
Now, going just a step beyond, you talk about third-party deals, McDonald's, Nike, all these others. They still go through NIL Go, just like a collective deal goes through an auditing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot easier to prove a business purpose when you're actually dealing with a brand and not a collective that's like quasi affiliated with a university. So that's a new system. All those third-party deals go through NIL Go auditing.
Mike, let me ask you this. What attracts you to a certain player? So what are you looking for?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Look, we're still a small agency. I'm hands-on with everything I do, including, going in and getting players. So you would think that would mean, hey, this guy will take anyone right now, right? Because he's still building his agency. It's not that way. I feel that I need to sit down and actually form a relationship with the player and want to work with them just as much as they might want to work with me. And what that means is a few things. And, Coach Wins, I don't know if I should call him Reggie or Coach Wins. I'm going back and forth. Okay. So anyways, it's something that you teach in all your programs and pass on to your kids. Character, man. Like I need to know that if I'm going and representing you and trying to make a good representation of you, well, then you better be making a good representation of yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's really what I look for. And honestly, transparency. Like I never want to be in a situation where I'm going and talking to a school and saying one thing, and I find out that the player had said something different to the school, because it's obviously it's counterproductive, but you also kind of have egg on your face,
I think, Mike, not to cut you off, but I just want to clarify maybe the question, and I appreciate that, but I mean more so. Okay, so you talked about social media and a person with followers.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, for you to sell the kid or get a deal, if the kid does have, like you said, 1 million followers, as opposed to 2,000, that may be a little bit easier for you to go out and get a deal, right?
Got it. Sorry, from a business sense.
So what are you looking for? Because obviously, you want to help kids, you want to do that, but it's a business for you.
It's a business. Yep.
You want to find, I would think, someone. Hey, if you could get a great Bryce Underwood, so to speak. Come on. So that's what I meant. What is the criteria? If Reggie Wins, what does he need to have that you would say, hey, I want to rep him?
428.
That's it.
That's a great start.
Yeah, that's funny. No, honestly, the first thing we look at is player ability, right? Because the majority of a player's money is going to come from revenue sharing. Right. Or it's going to come from a large collective deal that, they say it's not pay to play, but, come on, it's a little bit of pay to play.
Sure.
Now, so that is always, I will always take the best football player. The best person is going to be on the field because those are going to lead to higher revenue sharing deals. Mm-hmm. Now, on top of that, and especially where you might be able to work with high schoolers, like, for example, we have a high schooler in Pennsylvania that we signed because they can make money off NIL while they're in high school in Pennsylvania, and he has 100,000 Instagram followers. So in that sort of situation, if I'm hiring someone that might not, or engaging someone that might not be a starter and earning a big revenue sharing deal, then I go on to those other factors. Okay. Social media followers, or do you have the audience that I can go out and get you a deal because someone wants visibility?
Sure.
Also character, if with all the things that go on with University of Georgia, I'm not taking a shot at them, but they have a lot of issues with cars and driving,
Right.
Good luck trying to get an auto deal for a University of Georgia player right now. It's very difficult.
Sure.
So those regional things, those school factors, Notre Dame has a national presence, and so a Notre Dame player that starts on their face has a better opportunity for marketing around the country.
Absolutely.
So those are the sort of things: schools, regions, social media, and also position. That's another big one. So trading card deals, like much easier to get for quarterbacks and wide receivers. Very difficult to get for offensive linemen, and we're talking even lottery pick offensive linemen. So it's those are the things we look at.
Now, if your percentage the same as NIL deals at school and individual NIL deals?
That's a very good question. So most agents, so mine varies. And the reason I say that is, if I have a player that is going to have an incredibly large revenue sharing deal, they're obviously going to be very competitive to get that player. So I might drop my marketing, kind of like third party deals, fee down to the same as the revenue sharing fee in certain situations. But most of the time, you would have a higher marketing fee than you would revenue sharing, and that's totally fair. And here's why. In the NFL, the maximum an agent can charge on an NFL playing contract is 3%. Oh, he's holding up the fingers. He's got it.
Oh, yeah,
So,
a little bit. Yeah.
So when you go to NIL, yes, the deals are obviously not as lucrative, and most of the time, it depends if you have a league minimum guy that could make more in the NIL than they would in first year NFL. But most NIL agents seem to charge 10% on rev sharing. I don't think that that's justified because at the next level, you're not even getting close to 10%.
Sure.
But if you're dealing with going out and getting a third-party marketing deal, it's a little different because there's a lot of time that goes out to getting the brand, engaging the brand, coming up with the deal from scratch. This isn't like, you get one contract from the school and it's similar to all the other player contracts. You're going out and creating that for the player rather than the situation with a rev share where the school is going to give the kid something anyways. You just came in and maximized it and got the deal done on paper. It took less legwork. So that's why there's usually a difference.
And you just said it's called different because it's called marketing.
Yes.
Because in NFL, my guys signed that 3% or tier pricing percentage to get the kid, like you just said, and then the marketing was 15 to 20%.
Yeah,
because it's a smaller deal.
Sure.
So I'll tell you guys on air, it's very transparent because I think these are the rates you should look for, and I'm going to say this because I want players to know that they shouldn't get ripped off. The standard or what we do, which is cheaper than other people, is 5% rev share, and then 10% marketing.
Okay.
We find that that's extremely competitive in the marketplace for NIL.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Question for you, Mike. In the pros, you have marketing agents, you have a regular agent, and a lot of times in those situations, if I know I got Bo Jackson, I'm going to front him some money, so to speak.
Yeah.
He might want a car, mom might want a house, whatever. Is that something that you do?
It's not something that I do.
Yeah.
I could see some of the larger agencies doing that.
Okay.
In fact, I'm aware of one agency, a major agency, one of the top 3 biggest in football, that will actually either provide a marketing advance or might even do NIL work for free and say, we'll forego our commission, but this is going to, count against any marketing advance when you make it to the NFL. So,
and I ask that because I know, Reg, I know it's going to be some parents that, come on, they're going to ask that question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, the rent is hard to pay, baby. And little JoJo need that bed and something to eat in that refrigerator. So I could definitely see how those questions could come to you.
I can add due to some of my NFL players, I work with them and a couple of my players got that marketing money up
Yeah.
front.
There you go.
Projected marketing money up front.
Yeah.
And then they got to pay it
They gotta
back.
pay it back.
eventually, But they
It's
will
like a
get
record
it.
deal.
Now, it
Same thing.
all depends on your draft status.
Sure.
Right.
Mhm.
So one of my players wanted to get his grandfather a vehicle.
Okay.
And he took some of his marketing money up front and bought his grandfather a vehicle.
But he got to still pay that.
He paid
money
it right back because once
Yeah.
he signed his contract, they took it off the top.
Sure.
And then he was fine. And he was projected a first or second round draft.
Sure. Sure.
Right.
So, but it is, and that's why it's called marketing. We'd take a loan off a marketing deal.
Sure.
You know, I mean, long as a lot of screaming numbers, trying to buy $1 million, $2 million house.
Sure. Sure.
But it works. My question to you, one question, you tell them, the parents, the viewers out of there on this podcast, that the money, when you sign your NIL deal, it is not guaranteed if you don't perform.
Ooh. Is
Yeah.
that true, Mike?
Well, I hate to pat myself on the back here, but that hasn't been the case with our players because we work very hard on the guarantee language in that contract.
Nice.
But if you took most of these rev share deals at face value,
Absolutely.
you don't have an agent that or an attorney review, that would be correct. And you will find that, you know, it's not hard. You can Google it and find situations where players were hurt in spring ball and their NIL payments were paused until they returned. So that is 100% correct. And that's where you can run into some big issues if you don't have that guarantee language shored up.
And that's why it's important to have an agent or someone who understands this contract language.
Sure.
Another situation is when the revenue sharing came out, one of my kids was getting revenue sharing as well as NIL.
Okay.
And that's two different contracts.
Sure.
So that's the NIL contract and that's the revenue share. He's probably getting $42,000 a month.
Sure.
Once the season started, contract ended in July maybe, or beginning of the season. They just gave him the NIL, not the revenue share.
The revenue. Did he not understand that?
Well, it wasn't. We thought we understand it, but more or less, talking to people, they can do that. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, it depending on what the effective dates of the contract are. That's totally right. I mean, and frankly, with a revenue sharing deal, that just became available, you know, after the House settlement. So the issue was in the last year, if you were doing NIL deals, most schools were giving you, as you said, Reggie, two different contracts, and those two contracts played off of each other. And a lot of them would say, hey, our collective deal is creditable against any revenue sharing money received. So there was a lot of interplay between the contracts, even though, again, tongue in cheek, collectives and schools aren't necessarily affiliated, right? Sure. So you're exactly right, Reggie.
Mike, also with you having relationships with the NFL, it's advantageous for you, right? You've got the high school kid because see, back in the day, remember before all this kicked in, now you got to go searching. You're a pro agent, Reggie. Yep. Now you got to get to build the relationships, put fillers out there, be what they used to call it, Reg, where there's somebody pay you if you got the relationship with KJ Hamler, or you know what I mean. It's a name for it. But now that with you guys like you can have Bryce Underwood in high school, and now keep them through college, and now you can even represent them for the pros. Correct?
That is very true, and honestly has been our business strategy in a lot of ways. Because as you pointed out before, kids were getting an agent, or at least starting to talk to agents when they were juniors or seniors in college. Sure. So you got Mike Storm coming in at that point, right, and going against Drew Rosenhaus or Athletes First.
Sure.
They're going to outbid me. They're going to out-experience me. Now, I have kids that I've been working with since they were 16 years old, right? I helped one of my players, I talked him through one of his first high school breakups. We have a relationship, right? So they still think of me as a big brother, even though I could be some of their dad. So I'm trying to hold on to that, that big brother thing as long as possible.
Trust me, we understand.
But long story short, yeah, now there's a little bit of leverage for agents of our size because we could say, man, I've been with you since you were 16 years old. Are you really going to throw that away because of a bigger agency? And if the answer is, man, I'd really like the bigger agencies still involved, there is always an opportunity in this business to partner on a player. So you can bring your guy that you've had for a long time from the smaller agency and talk to the bigger agency and say, hey, I just want them involved. Will you guys partner? So that's how the game has changed.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible, man.
One more. I got a question. I've been questions now.
I love it.
A university, Mike, give me an NIL deal. But this would say, hey, they're going to agree to give me A, B, and C. Okay. But I have not signed a letter of intent or nothing. I'm hearing that some universities are paying those kids monthly until they get into the program. Is that true? Because I'm saying, because if the state has an NIL deal, they allow to receive NIL based on that NIL deal, and they could get some money monthly.
Yeah, Reggie, I'm not familiar with that. A lot of the kids I work with are in Michigan at the moment, so that obviously doesn't apply because they don't have that high school NIL.
Right. Sure.
But I certainly see how that could be. I mean, it's almost like having collectives for high schoolers now, right? Like, revenue sharing doesn't exist for high school. So, they could still use collectives without going through an auditing process. I'm using collectives loosely, but really just a third party. And that's not the school. But I could see how that's happening. I'm not familiar with that happening, or other agents I've talked to have not mentioned that.
Well, I've been hearing, maybe some of the kids are fabricating and parents are fabricating, but I've been hearing, and I asked one of the college coaches, they said, maybe we can do that for some players.
Of course.
Depends on who he is.
Of course.
Now, you said about a player, you go after the player because of the fact you're looking for a relationship. But tell my viewers, a 5-star, do it makes a difference? You're a 5-star about how much money you get?
Yeah, it's interesting. We was actually a symposium in Nashville where a bunch of college GMs came and talked about this exact thing. Like, what makes up a player's market, right?
Sure.
And teams so much are not concerned with the 4 or 5-star status, but they know that it's impactful on the player's market.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a way that they could, especially for freshmen, right? Because you haven't seen them play a snap of college football. It is a way to differentiate them for payment wise, right? And it's tough because, those stars they're subjective, right? I mean, they're definitely based on other people. So, it's kind of like they know that they're going to have to pay more for a 5-star, but the value of what they have to pay isn't always correlated. They might like a 3-star just as much, right? As a player. But yeah, it definitely impacts how much you get paid.
So stars matter now, Reg. Because remember, just a few weeks ago, we were talking about, Mike, how, just get in there and ball, once you get to the college level, it's all even playing field now, blah, 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 blah. But this whole thing is turning into a major business model, man. And so this even goes into what Reg and I were saying earlier, going to a school, win the transfer, because it's so much money that you can make. So now if I'm at Pontiac High and they're not the popular school, they're not, the social media people like us are not talking about them all the time. But then I go to a Cass Tech here, Mike, in Michigan, or Catholic Central or Orchard Lake St. Mary's, everybody's talking about them. It's the popular school. Now you got to kind of think about those things moving forward.
Yep, 100%. And, just to add some more context here, when it comes to like the top 100 recruits, an ESPN list, something like that, there's one major Big 12 program. I got the number here. I wrote it down. They have found by doing, kind of the past 5-10 years of data that only 41% of the top high school recruits pan out according to their nature.
Sure.
Now, this is a school too that accordingly puts a much higher value on going out and getting a player in the transfer portal because
Mhm.
they're saying, hey, 40% of those guys are panning out. But when we get a guy that we have seen play on tape and we could go out and spend more money on him
Mhm.
to come in the portal, we're finding that at least 80% of those players pan out because we've seen them play college football.
Sure.
But every school has a different philosophy.
Sure.
There's Big Ten schools I know of that they're saying, "Hey, we'll still pay top dollar for a ESPN top 300 player that comes to our school because we think that they're going to like the culture so much, and we're going to mold them in the player they want to be and get them playing time. They're not going to leave us."
Mhm.
Other schools say, "Well, why am I going to pay a freshman top dollar if next year he jumps over to the SEC as soon as he has a good season with us?" So there's a piece there of like you have to know the market too, and like the only way you could do that is by knowing like what a lot of these schools pay and their philosophy on what they're going to pay freshmen, what they're going to pay for stars, what they're going to pay in the transfer portal. The only way you could do that is by doing deals with a lot of teams.
Can we open the phone lines now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Mike, do you mind taking a couple calls?
No, man, this is great.
Okay, perfect. So, Sante, put up the phone number for us. We're going to open the phone lines 248 905 1128. That's 248 905 1128. Parents, players, this is the opportunity to talk to Mike Storm. Mike is setting up NIL deals, man. And hey, this is the time to pick his brain. So, go ahead, Rich.
Hey, Mike, question. My thought, man, you got me all worked up here.
It's good
You
stuff.
said one word, guaranteed, right? So is that guarantee only for 1 year, 4 years, or wherever you negotiate, whatever you negotiate?
Whatever you negotiate. I mean, most NIL deals are 1 year deals. So when they say guaranteed, by the way, I think the furthest we've gotten and other agents I've spoke to is guaranteed absent, a serious criminal charge.
Gotcha.
But it's that get that full, dollar amount guaranteed.
Now, the universities, what's been going on, if you're not up to expectation on your first semester, they are releasing these kids.
Yeah, it happens. And
Business.
if you didn't fix the termination language, that contract, you're stuck.
Wow.
So that's why they need Mike Storm Agency.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's preferably me, but at least someone that's very qualified. Look, some of the best law firms in the country are writing these contracts for these schools. I mean, that's just simple. Work for ESPN, Disney, these sort of companies. They're using these same law firms to write contracts that 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids are signing.
And then it's so important because some agent destroys opportunities for those kids because some of them are just potato heads.
Yep.
And I heard some stories where the agent called the freaking general manager and destroy the kid's opportunity. And the kid only have 12 snaps, and they asked him for $2 million. Now, unfortunately, the gentleman at Tennessee,
the quarterback,
asked for crazy amount of numbers, and they released him.
Yeah.
And guess
he went to
UCLA.
Yeah, and he got less money.
Got less money.
Yeah.
And he just fired their coach.
And he's not playing.
Right.
He's not playing.
Yeah.
Love the game, and the game will take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, man. God.
100%.
Good evening, Jimmy Macon. Macon says, good evening, my brothers. 248-905-1128. 248-905-1128. We're talking to Mike Storm from the Storm Agency. Man, this is good stuff, Mike. Any advice
in choosing the agent?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I mean,
choose Mike Storm.
Michael at stormelitesports.com.
Well, let me ask you this, Mike, if you don't mind me.
Yeah.
Because the terminology that I was trying to come up with, Reg, earlier were runners.
Yeah, runners.
It used to be runners for agents.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, hopefully you don't mind me asking this question.
No.
But just say if I got a relationship, Reg and I know a lot of kids. I mean,
Yep.
obviously, this is what we do. And we've been around the block. We've worked with a lot of kids over the years. We help get kids in school, blah, 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 blah. So Derek Denham knows, a top kid. And I said, you know what? Hey, man, you need to get with Mike Storm. Do you have runners? Do you have people doing that for you?
Yeah, I wouldn't call them so much runners as I would just like
finder fees or however you want to term it.
Yeah, finder fees are completely normal. That happens all the time. And nothing wrong with that. It's completely above board as long as that's not impacting your player's decision or the amount of money that your player's getting or the amount of money you're charging your player. It's the same thing in the legal profession, referral fees. Now, with that being said, a lot of the folks that I've formed relationships with, the talk of a referral fee is never even really mentioned. What's mentioned is, hey, I got a kid that I've known since they were 8 years old, seen them grow, and I want them taken care of. I know you're not going to rip them off. I know you know what you're talking about. And guess what? If I ever did anything shady, which I wouldn't, they know where to find me.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's really been more of having relationships with people that have kids that are obviously top prospects,
right?
But that there's just a level of understanding between us, and then that correlates to, hey, I trust Mike, you obviously trust me. Like we're going to be all in this together.
Sure, perfect. Well, Mike, man, I mean the information you provided. And let me just repeat this phone number again, 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. We're talking to Mike Storm. The information you provided, man, this has been very intriguing. And I'm sure as the years go on and the rules change, because it's really turning into the Wild Wild West. Let's be honest about it. It's changing the scope of college football, high school football. I mean, in a minute, it's going to go down into the little leagues. I see these little league parents announcing where their kids are going to school, and it's just like, how far will this go? You know what I mean?
It's amazing, and it's kind of like Pandora's box is open, right? And before I go, I just want to say one thing, and Reggie, I know you and I talked about this. I actually genuinely believe it is more important now to have an agent in college than it is the pros. And that sounds crazy, but the reason is there's infrastructure in the pros. You have the NFLPA union looking out for you. Sure. There's rules about how much an agent can charge you and what they can do to act on your behalf. They have to be certified by the NFLPA, which runs background checks on the agents. None of that stuff exists in college. You need to find someone that you trust,
sure,
and that knows what they're doing, because all the contracts are different. There is a uniform player contract in the NFL. Doesn't exist in NIL. So all those reasons, I think it's obviously very important. Well, last thing I want to say before I jump, and I truly mean this, Reggie, the whole Rising Stars group, man, I have so much respect and admiration for what you guys do, for your kids, for the community. And you could tell in the first 2 minutes when you're talking to a player what kind of guidance they've had to come up.
Sure.
One of the things Reggie and I talked about at dinner a couple weeks ago that stood out is, we're talking about a kid that has all the talent in the world, and one of the questions that came up was, okay, but has he had the guidance to be great? And, you guys are doing that from a young age. I like to think agents like myself are providing that as well. And, we're doing the best we can, man. You guys said the right thing. If you take care of ball, the money's going to come. Bingo. I'm trying to take that approach in my business. Like, I'm going to act, there's money out there to be made. I act ethically and on these kids' best behalf. They're going to, refer me to someone else, and I'm going to make my money. It's just do it above board.
And we appreciate you, man. I had a great conversation when we had dinner. And I'm looking for me, right? I'm looking for someone that's going to take care of my children or my babies, just like he's going to take care of them. So I need Mike Storms around, and it's so important to the family to have Mike Storm around.
No doubt,
because I know guys is charging 35%.
It's crazy.
I know guys
Street
are charging
agents.
20%.
Street
Well,
agents.
and because there's no legalities, you just nobody is teaching them. I mean, shit. I mean, you got to help out, man. So
That's why I came out, and a lot of people said their commissions right on the air. But I want people to know, like, hey,
Yeah.
this is what you should be looking for, somewhere in this range. So,
Mike, I do have another question, if you don't mind.
of course,
And it's just taking it a little bit further. Say if you got an athlete, and he's not maybe a star football player, but he has a hell of a social media presence. TikTok, he's dancing, good looking kid, got charisma. You know, he's more, entertainer. Like Speed. The kid that's on TikTok is taking over social media.
of course.
Do you take kids like that too?
I do, and the reason I think that I've worked for a major entertainment agency or a company for a long time.
Sure.
It's a little more up my alley than it might be for other agents.
Okay.
Because those are kids that honestly you might end up sending to central casting for to act in something.
Sure.
But you at least need to have a broad understanding of what digital media deals look like. It goes a little bit beyond football business, but I think a lot of agents you would probably want to find more of an entertainment lawyer to do that.
Right. And I'm in I'm in entertainment,
Yeah.
do different things in the past I still do. But I just thought, now with social media being so prevalent and these kids, they're superstars on social media, and some of them don't even really play. They're wearing a jersey, they're dancing, they're doing this, and they got, like you said, 100,000 followers.
Yep.
And for a company, that might work.
Yeah. 100%. They, their rev share deal might not be that great, but
Sure.
their third party collector deals might be. And I want to. There's one other thing I want to add, Reg.
Sure.
I don't know if your next guest is coming on. If he is,
No, you can. Go ahead.
I just want to add this because it's important. Another thing, especially if you're engaging an agent in high school, this is something that the agent can and should do for you.
Mhm.
If you have a player, for example, I'm representing a player that had substantial injuries his junior year of high school. And because of that, he was under recruited.
Sure.
And now, he's a few games in the season. He's killing it, dominating. I am reaching out to schools and providing them with weekly film, just a 1.5 minute cut up to say, hey man, take another look at this guy. We're opening up the Rolodex, going to these GMs, coaches you might have on your phone. Hey, check this guy out, man. He was under recruited last year. And we're starting, luckily, to see more and more people take interest, more people come. So my point is, your agent shouldn't come in just when it's time to negotiate and get the deal done when you already have, everything lined up for them. They can come in and help with that. But in some instances, the agent can be your promoter too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's something to keep for kids to keep in mind.
Sure. And that's what, normal agents say. NFL taking college guys, they're putting them in getting the training. They're doing like you said, Will Johnson, man, he had a camera following him, during the process of training and whatnot. So, no, man, again, we appreciate you, Mike, man, and coming on. And I've learned a lot. And like I said, it's going to be interesting to have you back down the line as the rules and different things change. So, again, we appreciate you and love to talk to you more in the future. Rich?
I really appreciate you, man. So, my viewers out there, my players and parents, I'm gonna put Mike number on down the bottom of the chart. Make sure you call him, ask questions, email him, ask questions, get involved. Because if you got a top prospect, and I call him a dude, you got one of those, you need to call Mike and talk about opportunities and get some information, because we need to be informed about what's going on, because a lot of people is taking advantage of our children.
Yep. And look, I'd be happy to be that resource. There's no obligations for making a phone call, right? It's I want people to be educated and pick an agent that's going to help them. So
maybe what we could do down the line, guys, is maybe, Reg, we've always talked about doing like a live show, and bring Mike in, have him do a Q&A.
Q&A, yeah.
Interested something like that?
Would love that. Would love it, man.
Let's do
I
it.
got it. Just give me. You got to give me time to
Yep.
get my stylist and
Oh, we
make
get
sure
it.
I'm
We
looking
get it.
good.
We got you. We got it. No problem.
Macon got a question.
Oh, I'll read it for him. It says, Jimmy Macon, he's a coach of Detroit Central,
Yes, sir.
Reggie.
Correct.
Question, he says, all P4 colleges have $20.5 million to put into the athletics outside of contracts, and many are trying to add their own person inside to negotiate NIL deals. What do you know about that?
Yeah, so I think what Jimmy's talking about is with the revenue sharing that we mentioned earlier. The outcome of the House settlement was that there is a budget of $20.5 million for all across athletic programs, and usually, give or take, football takes about 18 million of that money at a P4 school.
Football, yeah.
Now, as far as people, putting their own person inside to negotiate NIL deals. I think what he may be talking about is the fact that all these schools now are getting GMs and it's their job because now essentially there's a salary cap. So, you're actually getting former NFL front office folks to come in, and their sole responsibility is to work with that cap, and including for incoming freshmen, figuring out what their market is and how you're going to pay them. And they're the ones that are actually working with the players or their agents to present a deal or negotiate. And for kids that are on OVs, it's usually that Sunday of the OV. If you don't have an agent, the GM will meet with you and your family and say, "Hey, this is what we're thinking of giving you for NIL money." If you have an agent, you can just say, "Hey, I want to focus solely on my football visit." Call my agent with the NIL stuff.
Mike, do you handle outside of football? Do you do like maybe basketball, track, softball? Do you do work with other athletes?
You know what? I've started working with a couple basketball players. It's only been football at this point, but the reality is all the NIL stuff is the same. You just have a lot more money you're working with when you're inside a football program.
True. Right.
But yeah, no, kind of expanding. I've also have helped some athletes that had very, very smaller NIL deals, but I still wanted to make sure their money was guaranteed.
Sure.
Including some people in female athletics. So just making sure everything was buttoned up, but like not charging for that work because the money's really not substantial. So
okay, perfect. Well, again, man, we appreciate your time, Mike. You've been a blessing to the show, man, and I'm sure people have definitely enjoyed this as much as we have. So we're going to welcome you back at some point down the line, and we're definitely, as we move forward, Reg and I, man, we come across people that we know use your services. You already know where we're coming to.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that very much, and thank you guys, and have a blessed evening.
Good job too, baby.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Get that European suit and that haircut done, man.
Yeah, my wife. If I go out and show her, something like that, she's gonna call me like a Liam Neeson wannabe or something.
Yeah. All right, be blessed, bro.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Great information.
Yes.
I mean, so he's speaking what I'm speaking, and he's speaking in a different language, and they can understand what he's speaking because they look at me like I'm crazy. You talking too much, okay? So now you got an agent speaking about the things that's going on and outside of this world and football, man. It's huge.
Dude,
it's huge.
It's changed so much so fast. Because I remember being with NFL guys in the past, Reg, when they were going through the process and sitting in the room, they're talking about escalators and this and that and woo-woo. But now I was going down in the high school, man. This is a beautiful time to be a student athlete.
But parents, educate your kids about life, everything. Because, I mean, everybody hating on Bryce Underwood. I love that kid. I love his parents. He's been structured, taught correctly. I just love what his whole family is doing I'm rooting for him no matter what.
Sure.
Because of the fact he got a good foundation. And we need to get to that point as a Black community, as Black families. You need to get to that communication with your family, educate your babies so they can understand.
And it goes back to what we've been saying all along. It's important to have good representation.
No, Lord.
Not
Lord.
just even with Mike, but what you do with Rising Stars,
Mhm.
what we've done in the past. Because guess what? You don't know what you don't know.
Don't know.
And sometimes you only get one time to get this process right. And it's too valuable, folks, to mess this up.
Yeah.
You know, because I've talked to so many parents, Reg, and you know, they're new to the process, but they know everything. I can't tell them nothing. So I'm like, okay. So you got to get somebody that knows the business, especially now because it's so much of an opportunity for them to make money and for them to have much success. So Jay Bell says, "What's up, fellas? Did Mike mention some of his clients? I missed that first part of the interview." I don't think he necessarily threw names out there per se, because he's relatively new, Jay, to the business because he's an
He
attorney.
got a few.
Well, he
I
didn't,
know.
but I'm saying he
He
doesn't
didn't
have a
name,
whole
he
roster.
got a few.
Yeah,
I mean, 'cause
yeah.
I know a couple top players is going to Notre Dame and
Okay.
a couple's Michigan. So I know he do have some
Yeah.
a few.
Yeah.
If you wanted Mr. Bell, you can give him a call, and I
Sure.
send his email as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's a great dude.
And
so.
and honestly, that would be good for you guys because with your son
starting out,
coming out through the ranks and the love that he's getting early, I would definitely recommend calling somebody like him to see what he might be able to do for your son. So,
hey,
good
Jay
stuff.
Bell, especially you just got that 5-star. Was hell. Let's get some negotiation going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we look forward to seeing you guys soon. So, yeah,
that's right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But anyway, let's move on with the show.
Yeah, I just and the NIL, man, it's just
It's
changing
big.
the
It's
game.
just changed. It's changed.
It's given us opportunities that we didn't have 20 years ago to earn some money.
I remember,
care of
Reg, when Ed O'Bannon was going and suing the NCAA, and that was probably 20 years ago, and here we are now. Imagine if the Fab Five was going through the process now.
Chicka bang bang.
Wee!
Yeah.
But anyway.
So we were talking about NIL.
Yeah.
I took my boys to University of Michigan on a recruiting visit.
Yes, sir.
And first of all, thank you, University of Michigan, is just showing the hospitality for my boys and my babies. We enjoyed it. I got to get a good evaluation on Bryce Underwood, and my baby got an interception. Elijah Dotson picked his first pick off in college as a freshman. Mangum was out there banging heads.
Sure.
Literally, probably had 8 sacks, 8 tackles, excuse me, and in 2 quarters. You know what I mean? So I was proud of my babies and seeing my babies. And Michigan, you know, they show love all the time. I didn't have a lot of top Michigan prospect, but I had a lot of young babies. Just understanding the recruiting. They had the parents panel talking about what they do, what don't you do. It helped out.
Perfect.
And every vital information that I can get from a university is going to help my kids and help me out teaching them how to be recruited and as well as recruited, and then get this NIL agent, bring them back and talk to them about NILs and to inform information so they can help them, progress in life.
And in Michigan, they're smart enough to know they bring Reggie Wynn up. At some point, you're gonna have them studs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you come up and you bring in those kids, out of those 20 kids, trust me, somebody out of that group is going to be definitely making an impact. So
and I just don't want to make an impact. I just want to make sure that they're going to be good citizens.
Sure.
They're going to represent me as my babies.
Sure.
I call them my babies for a reason.
Sure.
And then they go up there and perform and play and graduate.
Definitely.
And that's what we want. We want to teach our kids how to run their household and take care of their families.
Sure.
So, but we was talking about NIL, and I didn't even get to talk about how proud of I was of Bryce Underwood. He played his butt off. And then Michigan allowed him to use his
do
legs.
what he does.
Do what he does.
Yeah.
And I get Michigan, wait a minute, we don't have that many guys behind you, but you can't hold the Heisman Trophy back.
Can't hold them back.
No. So
that's what you got them there for.
Yep. So I did a good job.
Let it rip.
It played Central Michigan. I guarantee you, if they allow him to play like that at Oklahoma, it'd have been a different game.
Sure.
So just shout out to Michigan. Thank you. Coach Bellamy Way, look out for me, guys, and Albert.
Coach Bell.
Guy.
Albert.
And we appreciate you guys. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can we go into Mr. Football?
let's go talk about Mr. Football. Yeah,
Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it, man. Mr. Football, wow.
And if the viewers out there, if you guys got any names, and this is just what I've been seeing, and I try to judge on what I don't use stats. Derek, he might go stats, and if he got the stats,
yeah,
I go by what I see on the field. If you shine bright, then I like you. and right now, I'm gonna tell you, but I mean, shit, I got one that's really, I mean, two of them that's playing outstanding football.
Can we before we get into
talk to me?
What's your criteria for being a Mr. Football candidate? Right now, third game of the year. We're playing the level of competition, who we're playing, stats. What makes Reggie Wynn's guy a possible Mr. Football candidate?
I mean, when I go to game, I want to see that player shine.
Sure.
Perform. If he's 5 for 5, manage the game, threw the right pass, ran through the right hole. I'm looking for dominant field play.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I wish we can have stats out to help out it more easier.
Sure.
But we don't. And then the damn kids lie. But, defense is easy. I see Jay Bell get 5 sacks in one game. It's easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? You catching some balls. And then I just looking for dominancy. You dominate that game. That's what I'm looking for.
But part of dominating, Reg, like you just said, stats. If Jay Bell gets 5 sacks as compared to 1, you know what I mean? So those number of sacks is what is you're gonna.
I hear you.
Right?
But, I mean, say Jay Bell get 1 sack, but he's chasing cats down. His effort is beautiful. I mean, make some tackles. I mean, but the state of Michigan going to go on numbers. What I don't know.
Well, they are.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you who's been shining.
Let's do it. Let's go. Who you got?
The number one guy that's been shining, and I watched him 3 games, and he probably 30 for 34, maybe 35, whatever. Javen Gonzalez from St. Mary's has been outstanding.
3 games, 16 touchdowns.
Yeah, outstanding.
Rushing or passing.
Yeah.
And I got to give love where love is deserved. Javen, this past game, and like I said, played a couple cupcakes. I thought De La Salle would be the game that would really tell us who St. Mary's is, as far as what type of team they are. And Javen put on the show, bro.
He put on the show.
I mean, he literally put on the show.
Now, if you watch his last 2 games, you'd be like, wow, that's not the same kid a year before.
Yeah, a year prior.
A year prior. It's not last year. He's not the same kid.
No, it's not.
But, I mean, you can hate how in the hell you want to hate on players.
Sure.
You can't hate on him because he's the brightest bulb in the room.
Sure.
And he has been performing, and he has not been talking. He's just been playing.
Well, Javen is not a talker.
That's right.
Period. That's not what he does. He lets us play through the talking. I guarantee you, Javen is not the social media guy on there writing and doing different things. He's humble, but confident.
No doubt.
He's in a program, like I was saying earlier, number 2 in the state by most pundits. And again, going against a De La Salle team. I mean, De La Salle, and you were sitting next to me. It wasn't a De La Salle we expected to see, quite honestly. But, I've always said this. You can only be judged by who's playing in front of you. You know what I mean? You can't, you know what I'm trying to say, Reg? You can't hold it against somebody if I'm playing against your little brother. And, you just can't. It's I don't make the schedule. It is what it is, who I played a bit against, and I dominated. And that's all that matters.
And if you dominate that team,
sure,
like you're supposed to,
sure,
then I can't. You're
no. He dominated. He had one run, Reggie, like Tim Tebow back in the day, running over cats. So
did.
Shout out to Jabin, man. And like I said, he led the team to victory. And then, drum roll, please.
You want me to get another one?
No.
You got one. I'm listening to you. I hear you. Go ahead. Drum roll.
We play CC next week.
That's right.
Detroit Catholic Central.
So my other two guys was on there, and the other guy was
Samson Gas, yes.
And
well, let me before you get in that, if Jabin does half of what he did against De La Salle, against Catholic Central, shit, he could wrap up the Mr. Football Award in the 4th week.
Hey, Jabin, don't listen to that shit.
I know, I'm being honest.
No,
I mean, am I keeping it real, Reg? If he does half what he did against De La Salle, against at CC,
that's right,
against that team,
that's right,
and he does that, hey. But again, him being him, his dad, former player, he's the coach. He's keeping Jabin humble. He's gonna keep him hungry. So
I get you. I'm proud of him.
Sure.
He has changed, transitioning, and I stuck with him because he wanted to play. He loved the game. So
sure,
I'm proud of him, and he's there. He's my number one guy right now. But my number two is C.J. Sadler from Cass Tech. He's been dominating anybody in front of him.
No doubt about it.
And he's going to North Carolina, and he's special, and he always been special.
Sure,
I'm rooting for him. I'm really rooting for this guy, and he's on my list, as well as Sam Gash.
Sure.
And that's my 3. That's what I seen. Mm-hmm. And I'm going out to see some I'm going to see CC as well as St. Mary's. That's going to be my game of the week, CC and St. Mary's. Mm-hmm. And then I got some people. I'm going to see Divine Child and
Drew
and Country Day and Cartwright over there. I want to see them, baby. So I'm going to go there probably first, but more or less, there's just 3. If you know somebody else out there, man.
DeQuante Humphrey, our guy. This is family. DeQuante says
Gino
Sheets, Waterford Mott. Gino's having a great year. He's committed to Central
Michigan
as a receiver,
tight end,
but he's playing quarterback now for
athlete
Trey over there, and he is having a pretty good year.
And Gino ain't got no jump shot like his daddy did.
No, Gino ain't got them hops like his daddy used to have. Right. Dad had them hops. But no, Gino is a great player. I don't know if we can put him in that category, DeQuante, just yet. But
let's make him.
No, I'm just saying with Gino.
He got the ability.
And Trey's doing his thing over there. And I don't know if they have the caliber of players that a lot of the marquee teams have. And that's what makes it even more prominent for Gino because, he's a big fish in a small pond right now.
Yeah.
Mr. Macon says, Mr. Football candidate should be a consistent player of body of work with 2 years that can take over any game at any moment.
I like that. And now 2 years, I'm talking about taking over the game. I like that. I mean, that's where I'm at. Dominating the game.
Sure.
Yeah. 2 years.
I don't know. I'm gonna push back, Jimmy. You my guy, but I'm gonna push back on the 2-year piece because I'm one of those guys. I feel like if you just came out and had, it's your senior year and you just came out of nowhere and you just did your thing and you just having such a great, you got, 3,000 yards rushing. Hey, you got to be considered. So I don't know if I go into the whole year thing, but I just feel like if you're having a great year, like we're talking about Gino, and Gino is a big fish in a small pond, and he's putting up big numbers, and he's helping his team. And you take him away,
But I do agree because, hell, we don't know Gino because we ain't seen Gino because he's injured.
True.
And nobody know who he is until he get to one of those games to see. But I know he has ability. He played at St. Mary's.
No doubt.
And he played basketball. So I've been watching him, follow him since a freshman.
Sure.
But, I like that.
Well, I want to – can I
get
into my list?
Yes, sir, bro.
Obviously, we got Jabin. We both agree with what Jabin has done. Gotta agree with Samson Gash, what he's doing. Obviously, with our guy CJ at Cass Tech, what he's doing. But I gotta go. I gotta throw my young quarterback in there from Cass Tech as well. You can't catch the ball without somebody throwing it to you. And he's doing his thing. He's just a winner, man, and just a winner. That's all I can say. He's a winner. He's young, and they play Detroit King, their rival, this weekend as well.
And his uncle.
And his uncle, right? And his uncle, TP. So that's going to be interesting. Where they playing that game at? You know,
I'm not for sure. They might have a mutual spot. I'm not for
a
sure.
neutral spot. Okay, so that's going to be, if he does what I think he'll do in that game, you know, that's going to keep him rising up the charts as well. So
that leads me to
sure,
my game of the weeks. Then
let's do it.
You know, Sante, a game of the week that lead to me. We're going to start at Cass Tech versus Detroit King.
Let's do it.
And
oh boy,
I don't know who I take. I'm gonna have to take Cass because King got a couple injuries, and I'm not gonna say who, but King got a couple injuries, and I'm gonna take Cass on that.
Before we do that, hey, look, Jimmy, hey man, we appreciate you, bro, because I feel like, yeah, we're going to bring you in studio, bro, because you are definitely chiming in, and that's what we appreciate. Jimmy says, breakout guys are true of being considered, like I was saying.
That's right.
So thank you, Jimmy. And then he agreed with you. He says, Corey and Sam Gash show the body of work. Yep. So, Cass versus King. Wow. I'm going to say,
I know you're going with
then it's hard, man, because we got the relationships, man, and people don't understand. Even with our little podcast, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm Stephen A. Smith when I'm walking around because people really, you know, they chime in. Love TP, man. That's my guy. Tabron, love Sadler. I think I'm about to go with Cass.
Okay.
I think Cass. I think they're gonna pull it out.
But I've been talking this, and I'm gonna say this, and
Sure.
he won't accept it.
Let's do it.
TP over there at King is the best coordinator in the state of Michigan.
Mm.
I mean, I like it, but shit, hey,
That's my guy.
you got to respect it.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
my guy.
He gonna play. Hey, he went to a championship with an athlete, DeQuan Finn,
Sure did.
the young fellow right now, Flimster.
He produces, and
So-
but he's okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I took Cass. I know one of King's players is injured,
Sure.
and I don't know if he's going to play or not. But I took Cass Tech on that.
Hey, Sante, can we go back to DeQuante's last comment, if you don't mind? I just want to see what he said because that's family. So we want to give our family.
Can you post the game? I don't got it.
Quante says 2 years. Jeremy Langford came out of nowhere senior year, rushed for 2K and got busy, and nobody heard of him before he ended up in MSU. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Q. You know, if you break out, you break out, bro. I don't care who you are. You know, if you had that great year, your senior year, and it doesn't matter to me. So,
How can I do it,
appreciate
Santi?
that.
I got it in there.
But while you guys are looking it up, we'll go through it. So you got Cass, right?
I got Cass
Okay,
Tech. So
okay.
I mean, so now we're gonna go.
Let's start at the top. Let's just start at the top. Catholic Central versus Orchard Lake St. Mary's. I'll let you take the lead on that. Who you got?
I'm taking Orchard Lake is hot as some fish grease right now,
Mm-hmm.
and they playing on all cylinders,
Mm-hmm.
and still have not used a couple of the cylinders on that field.
Sure.
Chad Willis been quiet. Jello, Angelo Chapman been quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Lorenzo Barber been a hot fish in the fire.
Very hot.
The leading young running back is impressive.
We.
It's a tough take because Detroit Catholic Central is big. It's not.
No doubt.
Their linemen, defensive linemen, they are bigger.
Sure.
It's going to be a brawl. Okay?
Yeah.
It's going to be a brawl. Gash, he got to be that guy.
Gotta be.
But the quarterback is the baby as well. He's been consistent. They've been keeping him on a throwing count,
Mm-hmm.
but he may let some things go.
Sure.
But I'm taking St. Mary's. I'm riding St. Mary's. I like CC, what they're doing over there. And if that quarterback proved me different, I would put him in my top 10 or top 5 quarterbacks in that class.
Wow.
Because he has the ability. So I'm taking St. Mary's.
Well, I'm not going to pick against St. Mary's for obvious reasons. And as much as I try to do on this show is keep it 100, might get me in trouble sometime. But I said, what did I say at the beginning of the year of the podcast? See if you remember. What did I say about player of the year? Who could possibly be player of the year?
Oh, Gash.
Well, no, I said Jabin.
Jabin. He said possible.
Well, Gash is I said that's my pick. But I said if Jabin wins this year, because last year he had the senior quarterback and all that different stuff.
He had a chance.
Yeah, but if he continues what he's doing and continues to have the success, and if he goes to CC, and I'm gonna say this one more time, and he does half of what he did this past Friday, it's gonna get real interesting.
Well, I gotta warn the people out there.
Uh-oh.
St. Mary's, you better bring your security because I'm gonna tell you, it was a Catholic Central, St. Mary's don't like each other.
No doubt.
And I've been hearing
that's how it's supposed to be.
That's the rival.
Let's go.
You got to bring your own security guard to walk with your coach. Okay, Gonzalez, Deion Sanders. You got to walk you in.
Let's go.
So we need to make sure that we got a nice security team there because it ain't gonna get pretty. They're gonna get pretty, baby. It won't.
Well,
it's gonna be some shit.
Like I said, obviously I'm going with St. Mary's, but I will throw a caveat in there. Because the teams they played, the level of competition, in my opinion, just wasn't there. This is going to be their first major test, Reg.
I agree. That's why it's the best. That's why it's number one game out there. So
no doubt. So you got to play the game on the field. They're going to have to execute. Jabin's going to have a hell of a game. And if anybody from St. Mary's is watching now, because I do want to give number 25, the running back, some love, the young kid. We call him Mr. Muscle. Dad is a very humble guy. He's rooting for his son, man. I believe the kid is a sophomore. I just can't, I can't think of his name. But if anybody from St. Mary's out there watching, you can text me or you can call the show or email the show. However you guys want to do it, put it in the comments. But I do want to give him, because that kid played phenomenal. He did this past game, and we got to give him that love. So
I just love seeing new talent surface, man. I just love it,
man.
So let's go.
But
go ahead.
We forgetting the kid, man.
Who's that? You forgetting?
Dakota.
Oh hell yeah! I'm sorry, Dakota.
What are we doing?
Dakota grad.
What are we doing?
I forgot Dakota.
This kid is killing it.
He is killing it. He owned Clarkson and he killed Groves this other day. I'm sorry, Dakota.
Killing it.
Yeah, you're right.
And I gotta give, mom and dad, they done a phenomenal job, man, with Dakota and what he's doing. I've been knowing the kid for such a long time.
He the best player in 27.
Yeah, he killing the game. Got all the offers, 5-star, blah, 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 blah. Just go down the list.
I'm sorry, Dakota.
So
you top 3. I'm sorry.
We gotta put him in the mix, man. And just love how the kid works. Seen him doing track, indoor track, and he's just a hard worker. So I wanted to make sure we give him the love too. So
BJ said that's Jamari.
Jamari. Thank you. Brandon Adams Jr. Jamari, man. I don't know his last name, but Jamari. Hey, I told the kid after the game, I said, look, man, you are putting yourself on the map right now. He really is. He's put himself on the map, and he's the type of kid, Reg, and I've noticed him. They can just tell him, hey, man, run through a wall. He doesn't talk a lot. Like I said, we call him Mr. Muscle, and he fits that St. Mary's old school running back. He ain't trying to go outside. He's trying to run up the off tackle, right up the middle, man, and we're going to look forward to bigger and better things with him. So
let's go down the list.
Let's do it.
Brother Rice versus River Rouge.
That's a tough one, man.
It's not. I'm taking Brother Rice. Them young boys has the abilities. They have the team. They're just so young.
Sure.
And then looking at River Rouge, they just lost their second game too. River Rouge is younger.
They're young.
You know what I mean?
Crowell over there just getting his.
He's just trying to
Yeah,
figure it out.
trying
I
to
mean,
figure
he's
it
going
out.
to figure it out. I mean, he's
Yeah.
always going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, I sat with some guys over there at the game and some young guys. There's some cool young fellas over there.
Sure.
And I'm going with Brother Rice. It's going to be a good game. Bring your popcorn.
Let's bring it.
And we're going to see. I mean, Jay Bell owed me 2 sacks. I just told him last game he owed me 2 sacks. So
For sure.
it's the time to get my 2 sacks.
And this is the type of game for Jay Bell. Because, see, here's the thing about River Rouge. And, Reg, you know, back in the day, they're the type of team, man. They might not be really winning right now, but they can intimidate. You know what I mean? Just the type of players, and they can intimidate some cats, man, just being who they are.
Is their mascot a river rat or some shit?
I'm not sure.
Hey, anybody out there, man, tell me what their mascot is. I
Please do that.
I thought some type of rat or something.
But I'm just saying, them getting off the bus, man, they can intimidate some kids, man. Not saying that's gonna happen to Brother Rice, but I
know that.
I'm gonna go with Brother Rice on this.
Okay.
I got to go with my boy Jay Bell and the Marshall family and what they're doing, and they're still young. They're still young, and I think by this time next year we're going to be talking about them in contention, for maybe a state title. So
no doubt.
I got to take Brother Rice on this one.
Well, let's go to the next game.
De La Salle versus Toledo Central Catholic.
This is not Roney's best team, and Ron is a damn good coach. And
sure,
everybody can say what they want to say. He's a confident man in what he does and what he believes in. And a lot of people don't like that. Mm-hmm. And he's a damn good coach. He's going to change some shit around. Mm-hmm. But I'm taking Toledo CC. Toledo CC right now is playing for their life.
No doubt about it.
One more loss, man. You can kick rocks and come over here and get on his podcast with me.
Done.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your fried rice, like they say.
Done.
So
done.
I'm still taking
Toledo.
I
think this is easy. I'm gonna go with Toledo Central Catholic myself. De La Salle, as we seen this past Friday, they're not the De La Salle that we all know and respect. But they'll be back. So
I know Ron's coming back.
They'll be back.
Hey, Toledo CC, you better strap up.
Strap up. But I'll definitely take TCC in this one. Next, we got Dexter versus Saline High School.
Dexter has a big old line. They got another running back that I just heard about. A couple quarterback. I like the quarterback. He's senior, baseball player, is athlete. Mm-hmm. But shit, it ain't gonna be Tommy Carr and the boys.
It's gonna be a good game, man. Dexter's tough, Reg. They always are tough.
Saline scoring 40.
Oh,
they don't have the secondary like that.
Sure.
They got a DN. They got a Gersh over there, the linebacker, and he's gonna do what he do. I they haven't played nobody yet. Saline beat him last year, I think. But I don't know. Tommy is on fire. God dang it, man. Tommy Carr, I forgot you too, baby.
Yeah, well, man.
I wrote you down.
Man, see, we shouldn't have did top 3. We should have did like top 5.
Tommy been playing lights out as well.
Sure.
But Tommy, I'm going with Saline. I got Dexter kids over there, but I'm Saline been balling. Shout out to Coach Short out there, man. Sure. And he's been doing a damn good job over there.
Coach Macon said River Rouge mascot is not a rat. It's a panther. So.
Oh, okay. Hey, what did I get a river rat? Hey, Megan, I know something purple.
God, Jesus.
It's a panther. It looks like a damn rat then. Oh, man, my God.
Too funny.
I know.
Oh, God. Dexter and Saline.
I just with that, and I Divine Child.
Well, let me get my pick.
Get your pick in. I know you're going to pick.
I'm going to get my pick. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to take Dexter in this one. Dexter every year, man, they're going to be in the mix every year, man. And if there's a team that could beat Saline and Mr. Carr and that tight end they got over there, Dexter might be able to do it. So I'm going to just pick against the grain and go with Dexter on that one.
All right. Austin, you know what? You better do your thing out there. You owe me a touchdown, baby.
Divine Child versus Detroit Country Day. Who you got?
Divine Childs are the underdog. Nobody like them. Nobody know who the hell he is.
Wait. They the underdog in this game?
Underdogs, period.
But in this game, they the underdog.
Hell no.
Oh, well, okay.
They've been putting up 40 points.
Okay.
Now, it's going to be a good game because Cartwright's been playing lights out.
Sure.
Jane Turan been playing pretty good. Patton been playing very good. Country Day is trying to go, but I'm going with my Beatty boys, and I'm going with Drew. Drew's nickname is going to be Underdog. Drew, Antonio, Giancarlo,
the Vitis.
So I mean,
yeah,
they're out to prove somebody
sure,
wrong.
sure.
So I need 40 points on the game, Drew.
So again, hey man, Drew's one of my guys as well. I like what the Vitis are doing over there at Divine Child. Country Day. Know some kids over there, man, got relationships with. They're just not there just yet. So I gotta take Drew Sheridan and Divine Child.
Right.
So
The
we'll do that.
underdogs.
Underdogs. East Kenwood versus Rockford High School. Great game. Great game. This is the game that'll put
East Kenwood.
Yeah, my man that left King, head coach.
Yeah, Spencer.
This is
a big game.
This is why he goes to that type of school. So who you got?
Upset. I'm going Rockford.
Interesting.
Only reason, different style of play.
Sure.
They're gonna run and pound.
Big line.
But the little mighty over there at East Kentwood, he been balling.
Mm-hmm.
And the big tight end receiver that nobody know about because he tore the ACL last year, he's doing a phenomenal job. So they put numbers up.
Mm-hmm.
I like Rockford because they're going to challenge him in every aspect. They don't have the athlete like Mighty.
No doubt.
They don't have the quarterback. You know what I mean? So I'm taking Rockford.
Well, I got to agree with you on that one. I'm going to take Rockford for the, I don't know if we would call it upset per se, but I just think, coach at Kenwood is still establishing his program. Rockford is, again, one of those programs, they're in it every year. And I just think they're going to be too much for East Kenwood this year. And last but not least, we got Sterling Heights Stevenson versus Dakota High School. Who you got?
I'm taking Sterling Heights Stevenson, Ronnie Hill. I'm taking Ronnie. I heard you twist your ankle. You didn't call and tell me.
Mm-hmm.
He just picked up Michigan State offer.
Okay.
He's a really good player.
Sure.
The quarterback is my baby too over there at Sterling Heights Stevenson. But I do got some guys over Dakota. Elijah, he's over at Goins and over there, and then my baby Shardy. He's the smallest one over there, but he's a dominant one over there, and then he don't get the love. And then quarterback is over there transferred from Liggett.
Sure.
And they got a chance. They have not put it together yet. They've been winning, but they're going to see some talent playing Sterling Heights Stevenson this weekend.
Well, I got to go with Dakota on this one. I just think, what's their records so far this year?
I think they're both 3-0.
Both 3-0. Dakota, again, that's one of those teams, man. One of the largest high schools in the state of Michigan. They're always going to be in the mix, man. And I just think they're going to be too much for I think Ronnie Hill's going to do his thing, but Dakota in the end, they should get the dub.
Okay.
So let's go on to our next topic. And before we do that, let's give some love to our nephews at Waterford Mott.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Trey John C. and Damaris Woods. Trey is the head coach. He was coaching the receivers at St. Mary's last year, and he got the job. And then he brought other nephew over to coach the receivers, Damaris Woods. So shout out to what those guys are doing over there, man. Hey, 3-0.
No, I'm proud of Trey over there, him and Damaris.
Sure.
You went from a young man to a grown man when you took on this job, and now everything you do, them young men's is watching you. You got Malcolm Gibson over there, and doing a good job. So you 3-0. I don't care what nobody say. You 3-0. You beat Wall Lake Western. I don't care what they say. You beat them.
And Wall Lake, I mean, they got triplet at running back. They got David Crawl, one of my favorite kids at QB. They got my man Michael Walker, the transfer over there from St. Mary's, the running back. So they were picked to win the division.
Yeah,
honestly.
I ranked them high, and I mean, I need to do something with Waterford after this next win and see what I can move.
See what we can do.
So
but much love to you guys, man. Keep it up, and Unks love what y'all doing, man. So let's move into what we want to go to next.
Let's just figure out, help us out on the top underclassmen. Who's the top underclassman this year? The 27th and 28th and 29. We already said the 27, and you can say what the hell you want to say. Is that Dakota? Dakota has been the top in everything.
Balling.
I wouldn't even be surprised he wins it, Mr. Football, because he's been dominating. You know what I mean? So
dominant.
I'm going with him.
I got to go with Barber. He's 27.
Oh, yeah, 26. Oh, 27. Oh, man.
That's 27.
I like that. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we got to go with
I like that.
With Barber from St. Mary's, man. I mean, and he gets a lot of the same flack that you talked about with your son, and even when you play, smaller guy, but Reg, the guy plays like he's 6'2".
He has been balling.
He's been balling, man, and he's been going up and getting that thing, man. So, I mean, shit, he got to have about 7, 8 touchdowns himself right now.
Old ass, like an old man.
Old man, but Dad is a good dude, man, and want to give him some love. He's been balling, man. So, who else can we give?
28. Man, you can we'll see this weekend, but I'm 28, been doing very good. I've been watching some film on him. Is Drew Sheridan been playing his ass off this year. I mean, lights out numbers wise. But I'm gonna see how they do this week, and then go from there. But yeah, Drew Sheridan's my 28th, and then I just love this kid, man, from Harper Woods.
Receiver.
Jaden Evans, a safety, man.
Oh,
he don't get no love like
safety.
But I just love that dude, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But Drew been my guy, 28. He been playing scored his first running touchdown. So he's out to prove a point. That's again, I changed his name to an underdog, and I'm going there with them.
Sure. And then, Tayron, we don't even have to. I mean, because everybody knows what he's doing. So obviously he's just a sophomore, so he's doing his thing. It's just so many different kids that we could talk about, man. But those are definitely some of the few that are standing out right now. And like I said, as the year progresses, it's definitely going to be more kids, the younger kids that we're going to be discussing and profiling.
No doubt. And just, so if you think you that guy and you should be on it, call me and tell me why.
Well,
like I say, you shine, I see you. You don't shine, I don't see you.
You know what? I'm gonna throw Jew from the Cass Tech running back, young kid.
Oh, he actually been balling.
Yeah,
Is it 27?
He's sophomore. Yeah, sophomore.
Oh, last Juju. I saw him break that run, that last run.
Sophomore.
All right.
Jew, I've been knowing him since Little League, been knowing him and his dad and mom, and they dad's hard on that kid, man. He really works him, and Jew has been doing his thing, and my man over there, Kyle Levitt, the other running back, Carson Levitt,
the senior, 26.
Yeah, he's 26. That's right. So then they got another kid over there. So that's stable running backs. But Jew is definitely making a name for himself. So didn't want to forget Juju as well.
Yeah.
What else we got?
That's it. I mean, just more or less we finalized and just talking about it. I have a 29. Christian Marshall been doing a good as a 29.
Sure.
We have not yet seen him off season, what he can do, but he had a big touchdown last week and the week before.
Yeah.
So what I'm just talking about what I've seen in 29s
sure.
and been impressive. So, on to the next game. We'll see the next game. If you guys have a 29, 28, 27 out there that nobody knows about and that's doing good, hey, shoot me a text.
Shoot a text, and we say this every week. Take advantage of this platform. You know, that's what we're here for. Because we can't be every place at one time, and sure enough, we're gonna miss some kids that are due, and you know, shoot us a text, shoot a comment. Most of you all know how to get with Reds, myself, so you know, shoot us some film, and we'll definitely love to talk about them. So we love giving the kids the shine, man. That's what we're here for. Our guests, the information we provide. So I think what we should do, Red, is talk a little bit about your program, man.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Rising Stars and what you got coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I got it up. I got one up, Sante, and posted up for me. And then we're talking about my Rising Stars kickoff meeting coming up, and just talking about the program and what we're offering. And because Rising Stars, we want to make this platform where you come through the program and you're developed to play, and as well as prepared for life.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm offering things that a lot of programs offer. We offering the combine stuff this year. We offering the big man Friday Night Lights again. That was a success. You offering the traveling big man team. We offering the 7-on-7 traveling. We're doing classes. We're doing mentoring classes. We're doing mental awareness classes. We're doing generation wealth, financial literacy courses. We want to give you everything to help you progress in life. So when I walk on campus and they say, you got a kid here, Reggie, Elijah Dotson in Michigan, he's been phenomenal on and off the field, I win. That's what I want. I keep telling you guys, your brand is my brand. When you're successful, I help you perform on the field and in the classroom and help you through life, then my brand wins.
Sure.
But I don't win unless you win.
Sure.
So,
well, let's get into it, man. I mean, let's I'm gonna be the interviewer right now of Mr. Reggie Wynn. What separates you from the other programs around, man?
I mean, what separates me is that I'm about my babies and about my babies, putting them in a situation where they'll be successful, and I'm on their butts 24 hours a day about doing the right stuff. I make them all follow me on social media. I correct them. If you don't listen, you don't eat. You don't listen, you're not with me. So I'm about giving stern direction and keeping them out of trouble, man. So we have to develop. My thing is developing. All my college coaches, NFL coaches, we are in the development of business. So we're trying to develop everyone we have, because again, you can't get an NIL deal if you ain't developed.
That's a good point.
So my goal as a coach is to teach you, develop you as you're going to go and start as a freshman.
Sure.
So when you see, you can get, hey, that's why we got to run the 40s. I'm telling you, we didn't run the 40s at my camps. Going to camps, 90% of them didn't run the 40s. Scared because they don't know how.
Sure.
So I got to at least teach them how to run, so that now my conversation, when I call a coach, hey, coach, he did really good at your camp, man, but he said, Reggie, he didn't run. So how fast is he?
Sure.
So that hint of you guys were getting offered.
That's it.
So I got to make sure, I got to prepare, I got to make sure you're in position to accept your scholarship, as well as NIL, as well as going to wherever you want to go.
Well, I think a great testament of your program are the guests that we have.
Right.
You know, when we have a Mike Storm on, a lady we had on a few weeks ago.
You're talking about
Autumn, because she does some similar things with NIL.
Devin Funches.
Yeah. KJ. I mean, we could just go down the line. Alabama, you know, Tony. Just go down the line, man. We're giving you access to people that I know I didn't have when I was coming up. You didn't have.
And that's what you just asked the question, is just trying to give everybody informed information, because some people get tired of my voice, just like you get tired of your daddy and mama
No doubt.
voice.
No doubt about it.
So I try to bring in the right
That's true.
people to communicate with you, to give you enough information to allocate for yourself to be successful.
Sure.
Because the Heavenly Father is going to take me one day away from this world. I got to know that you're going okay.
Right.
So you have to listen. So I'm going to teach you. We having classes.
Mhm.
And I'm going to bring in speakers every chance I can get
Mhm.
to give you that information.
Well, like I said, me being around, you know, I don't care where we at, 707s, games, people coming up, you know, you got that rapport with these kids, man. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Saline or Clarkston or River Rouge or Cass Tech, you got the relationships. And then you got the relationships with the coaches, which is, to me, probably the most important piece, because you can make a call for an athlete that a lot of people can't. You know what I mean? That's so important, because, you know, if you put two kids on the same level, both being everything even, you know, for the same, your word or your opinion may give that other kid the boost that they need.
No doubt. No doubt. Now, you got to understand this, family. If you're not that guy working your butt off, I'm not the guy to tell that coach about you.
Well,
You know what I mean? So, and my name means everything to me, because if you're not doing your part,
mhm,
and I'd say, coach, this guy's a dude,
mhm.
and you're not a dude, I just messed up my
Sure.
whole team
Sure.
of dudes
Sure.
because I just lied about your ability.
Sure.
I'm not looking for your skills. I'm looking for your work ethic and desire to win.
Sure.
And you'll never lose.
Never.
And if you go to Michigan and you're an average skill player, but you got a work ethic off the chart, you're going to win. Michael Davis started his first college football. He walked on at Michigan.
Sure.
I talked to Sharon and gave him a thumbs up in my love because he worked his rear end off.
Sure.
He left there. They wanted him to stay, but we chose to go play.
Right.
He went to Western Michigan, and he started yesterday. So I mean, that's what I'm all about. So if you're not ready for Reggie, you can't come see Reggie.
Mhm.
I'm not giving you a 7th grade offer, 8th grade offer. I'm not doing it. I mean that shit. I'm not. I had one 7th grade offer that I gave that I helped, and that was Isaiah Marshall. He had a foundation over there, and now he's the number 2 quarterback at Kansas. And his father and mama rode him like a pony.
No doubt.
And I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
We have a different day of air.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. So if you want that, go somewhere and get it. When you're ready, I know you will be ready.
Sure.
I know. Just because you catch a couple balls, that don't mean you're ready. Because
doubt.
it's not just the skill set, it's the mindset. If your mindset tight, I'm not going to change it.
Sure.
So
Sure.
if you come up with me, you're going to learn. You come up with me, I'm going to teach you. You come on me, you're going to do what you got to do to get paid. But make sure of that.
Our guy, Dante Ellenwood, says, what can we do for a hometown school with the help of the coaches in the school?
Just get involved. The hometown schools need to get involved.
Mhm.
And I talked to the head coach at the hometown school. If they want to get involved, I would be surely to have some donations and some investors to help out with their program. But I always say, baby, you do nothing, you don't get nothing.
Mhm.
Shit.
Well, that's my guy. I played with him.
I do. That's
in
my
high school.
baby.
That's my guy. You know, he's trying his best.
He's doing a good job. I'm going to help him.
Yeah.
We're going to do some camps over there,
Sure.
do some giveaways,
Sure.
and we're going to help him out because,
Yeah.
I mean, we need to help out our hometown.
We got to do that. Yeah, we got to do that. And then, you know, and that's the thing, when you talk about a hometown school, they're not getting the parental support that a lot of these other schools are getting. You know how it is. So
No doubt.
a lot of times, man, they haven't practiced, they feeding them, they taking them home, they do clothing them, they doing the whole 9 yards. So I don't envy the position. So that's my guy over there, man. And yeah, we're gonna try to help win out.
And just to add to what we're doing is I'm having a new website put up with subscriptions and a lot of content. about recruiting. I got coaches subscribed to the website
Sure.
just to get all your vital information
Sure.
and just trying to help on your recruiting. I run a recruiting program,
Yeah, talk a little bit about that.
and I probably have over 2,500 plus in college in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
And then I just need the guys that want to work.
Sure.
So I'm adding the website piece
Yeah.
so that they can get in. I have what I call is the Rising Stars Academy, and I'm trying to take care of that academy.
Sure.
Once you involve, you get taken care of, and the recruiting and the recruiting visits and the training with the top coaches in the country. Right, I'm taking you across the country, bus tours, all that stuff. I'm trying to put you in this group, and I call it a Rising Stars family.
Sure.
Just to point you to the right direction. And I always say this: you listen, you shall eat. There is a place for you everywhere to play ball.
Well, Carlos Eubank says, I appreciate, Reg, how you are teaching young men to be accountable and hardworking individuals. So,
and that's what we're all about. I mean, hard work wins every time.
All the time.
Again,
undefeated.
Because shit, everybody's not
undefeated. Trust me.
Yeah, every chance you get, everybody's not gonna get drafted.
No doubt.
But you be prepared for life.
No
You're gonna
doubt.
get some money.
No doubt.
And I'm gonna look for you and borrow $20 from you.
Yes, sir.
So you got to come on in. And the recruiting game been good. I'm doing high schools. I take on 5 high schools a year.
Sure.
And I just help them get their kids in school.
And Reg, I'm gonna be helping you this year doing some of that.
Well, I trust me, I got you.
So, hey, you guys, I'm breaking the news now. So when you guys see me and you need some help in the recruiting, I mean, people that know me, Reg, they know what I do.
I know I do, yep.
But to work with you in conjunction with you, that's definitely going to be a great asset that we can resources. And you that man, you took what we started as a team, and you just took the baton and ran with it. So it's going to be an honor for me to help you, and then help some of these young men, man, get the love that they deserve.
And we just gotta continue trying to save our kids' life through some sports and some mentoring, because shit, our kids is going every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's sad that you have to have a conversation about when you get pulled over, how to act.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So we have to keep informing them guys what to do and how to do it.
No doubt.
So that they can leave that traffic stop and go back home.
And then they can call into us 8 years from now and talk about their success in college and pros and, husbands and fathers and things like that. Because that really, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's being productive. Football doesn't last forever, like anything else. And, glad to give Curtis Blackwell credit. He always says use football as a vehicle. And that's definitely what you're doing with Rising Stars as well. So anything else you want to add, man, before we get out of here?
No, just if you want to be part of it, get involved. October 26th is my kickoff meeting.
Sure.
At Country Day.
Okay.
And then my 7-on-7, traveling 7-on-7, we're having a meeting Tuesday, a Zoom call. So if you're interested, you need to give me a holler and let me know. I have not posted a lot of stuff on social media.
Sure.
I'm trying to give my Academy babies the first rights of refusal. And then once that ends, then I will go to social media. And like I said, I just took 42 kids to Michigan on a recruiting visit, and it was nice.
Yeah.
And want to make sure that everybody is in. So I'm trying to give my babies information. They listen, they got it. They don't, then fine.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Last comment, Jimmy Mankin says, hey, man, I know the feeling when you have lack of support from the staff, community, and parents to fund and have the right tools and resources to be a successful program. Yeah, it's tough, man, when you don't have that. That's what we were talking about. The community schools, the local schools, half the time, parents not showing up to the games, it's 2 people in the stands. it's sad. It's sad.
Somebody on your coaching staff, we hope that the kids fall in love with, and you fall in love with, and try to mentor that young man.
Yeah.
And as a coach, you just can't. I mean, as a coach, man, you have to go in and expecting to change everyone's life. What pisses me off is that a lot of trainers want to train the top dog and say that
Well,
they train. That's not the thing. The thing is training the guys that has the potential, that wants to work, and watch them develop. And I'm telling you,
mhm,
I'm a big crybaby, and I will get emotional
mhm,
when I see a guy that been working his rear end off
mhm.
and then turn to something like, wow,
Yeah.
I saw it,
Yeah.
but he didn't see it,
Yeah.
and I just kept pushing him.
Because it's easy to coach, like you said, the top guys. It's easy. And see, I always been an underdog cat
Yeah.
as well. I like to see coaches take someone and mold them and the grind, and because that's what we've come from. You know what I mean? We had coaches that stayed overtime, but you got a lot of coaches now, man. They trying to be the kids' boys and they hanging out and just
And
cheerleaders, and they're not teaching. They're not teaching. They want the superstar, and anybody can coach superstars. So
and as a coach, the way you act, you're gonna give that opportunity for your kids to act the same way.
for sure.
And you can't say nothing to them because you acting like a clown too. That's why
Bingo.
that's why I coach my coaches just as much as I coach my players, because I want my coaches to be mentors.
Well,
Now, over at Rising Stars, everybody play whether you like it or not,
yes, sir.
because the deal is confidence
Yeah.
creates success.
Yes.
So if you don't play, how the hell you know how you get confidence?
But see, that goes back into, and I go to beleaguer the point. But even in Little League, you want these guys are trying to score 1,000 points, and we talking about this off camera.
Oh,
earlier,
yeah.
right? Trying to score 1,000 points, trying to build the stats up and woo woo woo. You beating a team 70-0 in the first half, but you got other kids that need developing or what have you. And you never know. This football, this ain't backgammon. Somebody's gonna get hurt, at some point. You're gonna need somebody.
I don't win until you win.
Well,
So, if you want to be part of my program, I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to be in that ass. Excuse my language. I'm going to
Sure.
be in that butt.
for sure.
I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to pat you in the back. I'm going to yell at you again. I'm going to pat you in the back twice.
And then yell again.
Yeah,
Right,
but so
right.
if you're listening to me and you accept what I'm telling you, you're going to be successful.
Sure.
So,
Well, hey man, another great show. Again, we want to thank Mike Storm from the Mike Storm Agency, NIL specialist, and what he's doing and the information. And Reg, they can go to your website or social media and
Mhm.
get his information. And look forward. It's going to be a big weekend of high school
yes,
football.
yes.
we're gonna have a lot of talk about next week. And everybody continue praying for me and my family, man. And like I said, we're trying to get through it, but it's stuff like this that helps me. So as long as we can give back, hey man, I'm loving it. So good job, big dog.
All right, good job, baby.
All right.
Hey, Caleb, I love you.
All right, everybody. Hey, thank you again for watching. We're gonna be back same time, same place, same channels. We'll see everybody back next week on the Rising Stars High School Football Podcast. Peace. Air grease.
Bang, bang.